Welcome back to Bearcats Mean Business. Today's episode dives into one of Linder's most powerful differentiators, the co-op experience. I'm joined today by Preston Simon, a second-year finance and business economics student who's already built an impressive resume through hands-on roles in finance right here in Cincinnati. Over the summer, Preston worked in private wealth management at UBS Financial Services, gaining first-hand exposure to client strategy, investment insights, and performance tracking. Preston has since elevated his skills even further at RKCA Investment Bank, digging into financial modeling, valuation analysis, and pitch deck creation. From learning the art of client communication to mastering technical tools, Preston's co-op journey shows how classroom theory comes to life in the business world. You'll also hear how campus clubs, networking, and Cincinnati's business ecosystem help open these doors, and why Preston says co-ops are the best way to learn and launch a career. Welcome, Preston.
Hey, Grant. Great to be here.
Fresh off, coming actually from the co-op too. Looking good.
Thank you.
Let's get right to the point. How did you obtain these two co-ops?
Yeah.
That's what the people want to know.
Love it. Yeah. I would say just getting out there. Last year, I think like most freshmen, I wanted that co-op after freshman year summer, which is extremely hard to do.
Yeah.
I got a lot of no's. I think I applied to 72 internships last year. I was spraying and praying. I tried to apply to pretty much everywhere you could think of. I asked every upperclassman I knew where they worked in the past and if they knew anybody there that I could get connected with. So through that, I just continuously applied, and then UBS just kind of happened. I reached out to some people on LinkedIn through some contacts I had, and actually a guy kind of took a chance on me, a managing director there.
Okay.
He gave me an opportunity, kind of passed my resume along, and then it kind of worked out. And after a few interviews with some of the HR team, they liked me, I guess, and gave me the opportunity to work there this past summer. That was an incredible opportunity. The team was amazing. I learned so much. So, yeah.
What did your day-to-day look like at UBS Financial Services?
Yeah, at first it was a little more structured, and then as we went on, I got to do a ton of different things. A lot of sitting in on client calls. I didn't get to sit in on any client meetings, but some calls I did. I helped build some different financial plans for clients and got to see how that worked, and some different things that UBS does with that. I also got to just interact with financial advisors, and they call them WSAs each day, and CSAs, and just build relationships with them and kind of see what a day in the life looks like of a financial advisor, working with clients, building those 5, 10, 15-year plans. Then we also build next-gen wealth plans, which were awesome, kind of understanding how trusts work and different vessels work for generation wealth transfer.
Okay.
So different things like that. But mostly my day-to-day was building performance reports, building meeting agendas, things like that, and sitting in on calls.
Sure. Now that's a lot of the hard skills you learned. What are some of like the soft skills that you learned just by either interacting with your colleagues, observing, just becoming a professional for a relatively brief period of time?
Yeah, absolutely. So UBS made it very easy. A lot of really awesome people there. I was definitely nervous at first. I didn't want to say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing, but they were just so accepting and so easy to talk to. So one of the things I kind of did was just make friends with the people I'm working with. A lot of people advance in their career, that's kind of hard to relate to them, but they made it so easy for me to do that. I also learned a lot of the things which to say, what not to say by those calls. In those calls, I didn't really learn a lot of the technical skills, but I also learned just how to have a conversation with somebody and not talk about finance. I think that's so important to be able to have a conversation with a client or something and just, how are you? What's going on in your life?
Build a relationship.
Exactly. That's so important. So those skills almost are more important in the relationship because it's a relationship focused just career. So having that great relationship with your client as well as being technically sound is important, but both those things are equally as important.
Sure. And as I mentioned earlier, you're fresh off your actual current co-op with RKCA Investment Bank. What do they have you doing day to day?
Yeah, so I'm full-time there, part-time classes here in Lindner. There's a lot more technical, a lot more Excel and PowerPoint focused, which has been, I've learned so much so quickly because I've just had to. That's a lot of financial modeling, building pitch decks for some projects we're working on currently. We're kind of at the beginning, at the end, and the end of some of those projects. Mm-hmm. So learning a bunch of different things within that. Doing a lot of buyers lists for our current clients that are going to market. That's been great. But no, just living in Excel, living in PowerPoint, learning the shortcuts. I mean, it has been awesome. It's been really great, and I've learned a ton.
Yeah, can you share a challenge you've maybe faced during this current co-op and how you've kind of approached solving it, maybe based on sort of like your observation from being at the co-op, maybe your previous co-op experience, or even stuff you've maybe learned here in the building at Lindner?
Yeah, I would say asking for help. The biggest thing I've learned in this co-op and over the summer is that so many people are willing to help you, whether that's if you have a problem in your actual day-to-day job or if you're looking for something in the future for just your personal life. There's so many people who are ahead of you in their career who are willing to take a moment and talk to you and give you their time. But the hardest part is asking. The biggest thing I've learned is just to ask. If you ask, you probably will receive. So if you have a problem, if you have a question, you just have to have the courage to ask. I'd say that's the biggest thing I've learned so far.
Cool. What advice would you give for other Lindner students pursuing co-ops? You shared a little light on your process, which is applying to a wide range of companies and organizations, which is obviously not a bad strategy to work for you. But what would your advice be to other Lindner students that are maybe a year younger than you, that are just starting out trying to look for some co-ops?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say just get involved. Like I said, there's so many people who are willing to help you.
Yeah.
Ask upperclassmen, ask career coaches, people within Lindner, people on UC's campus. Try to get involved in things that aren't necessarily connected to UC, just Cincinnati organizations if you can. Meet people, build relationships. Don't always try to network. I think that worked really well for me. I just tried to meet people. Didn't expect anything to come out of it, and great things did come out of it. So that's what I would say. Just get out there, get in clubs, go to the places where other people are getting internships. If you go there, you'll probably also get an internship. So just surround yourself with that like-minded people.
What would be your advice to yourself in your first year, Lindner, maybe your first couple months on campus? There's a lot going on. What advice would you tell yourself about preparing for opportunities like this and just maybe in general?
Yeah, I would say, man, that's a good one, but I would definitely say just meet people. Build relationships with people. Understand what you really want. Understand your why. I think that's something that I've been really thinking through recently. Understanding why I'm doing the things I'm doing, not just to do them for the resume, not just to check the box because everybody else is doing it, but understanding why I truly want to do the things that I want out of life. When you understand that, it makes it way easier to kind of pick where you want to go. And then you can kind of build your life around that. If you want to do this, you can do those things. If you want to do this, you can do those other things. But I would just say find out your why, understand why you want to do the things you want to do, and then surround yourself with other people who want to do similar things.
What's the adjustment been like as someone who is, you're part-time now? You said you're working full-time as your co-op. What's that transition been like from going from full-time student to full-time co-op and part-time student?
Yeah, it's definitely an adjustment, and I would say that it makes you realize that classes are pretty awesome. Like working full-time is amazing, but it's a lot of work, and it's definitely, there's a lot going on. So I think I'm definitely going to enjoy those semesters of class, so I can just kind of like focus on studying and focus on learning. It's I've learned so much already. Like I feel like I still am in class. I'm still learning every day. My lessons aren't necessarily like a quiz. It's just the product I give to my my superiors, the vice presidents, and the managing directors at the places I'm at. So yeah, I would say it's been, I wouldn't say difficult. It's been great. I've enjoyed the heck out of it, but it's just been a little hard to adjust to. But I've enjoyed it for sure.
In addition to your classes and co-op experiences, you're also staying extremely busy with clubs. Tell me about your involvement with Lindner Investment Banking Club, Queen City Consulting, and Lindner Asset Management Club.
Yeah. So I joined all three of those clubs my freshman year. I tried to get involved in the things that I thought I would enjoy, and the people in them, I like those people, so I just wanted to become close with them. The Investment Banking Club has taught me a lot, to help me be successful today in my current co-op. QCC has been awesome. I've built a ton of great relationships and got to do some pretty cool things around Cincinnati for some of the projects there. And the asset management club, we actually started, me and some buddies last year. So that's been also an awesome experience, completely kind of a different route, starting a club at UC and getting buy-in from other students. But we've had a lot of people really interested, and I think we're at around 40 people now in the club, and we're having a guest speaker here in 2 weeks, so shout out to that. But that we got a bunch of stuff going on there. So all three have been very different kind of communities, but really great people in all of them, and I've learned a ton, and they've been great.
The asset management club in particular, it sounds like you've basically taken a leadership role from the beginning. What's that been like to try and create something from the ground up, and then also trying to transfer your passion into other students who maybe aren't quite as passionate about the subject as you are?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's a lot of trying, a lot of failing, a lot of you think something's going to work out and it doesn't. It's actually the opposite works out. But that's been super eye-opening, and got to meet a lot of freshmen this year as they came in and have no idea what asset management is, and explain what that is and why I love it so much, and why we have a group of people who really enjoy it and they should also come check it out and just see if it's for them or not. Has been really awesome. But yeah, it's definitely, it's been tough at times, but it's when we have the success of people showing up and people buying in, that's what makes it all worth it. Then we have alumni who also are like, this is great. I wish I had this when I was around at UC. That means the world to us. So having them come back and speak and do guest panels and help with interview questions and networking, that makes it all worth it.
Okay. Preston, let's close with 5 rapid fire questions. I'm sure the questions you get on day to day at your co-op are tough. Nothing like this though, I'm sure. No. All right. Number 1, what's your go-to study spot?
Okay. So I would say the 4th floor attic, up in the attic.
Couch attic, yeah.
Yeah, couch attic, yep. That's great. If you go there kind of later in the day, there's not too many people up there normally, so it's a quiet place. It's pretty up there. The view's pretty cool, so yeah.
You've got the view, you've got the tables, you've also got that phone booth looking thing that has that soundproof.
Yeah, the soundproof, yep. Yeah.
Number 2, what's a business buzzword that you secretly love? The business world's full of buzzwords, acronyms. We're all, you and me both, and everyone here familiar with. What's one you actually secretly love?
Hedging. The word hedging. It's such an interesting word, because when I first got here, somebody would say, "Oh, we're hedging a portfolio," and I was like, "Whoa, this is so complicated." But now looking back, it just kind of makes me laugh because it seems so complicated, but I kind of understand it now. So that's one of them for sure. All
right. Number 3, what's a song that instantly makes you feel happy and inspired?
Yes, I'm a big Thomas Rhett guy. I'm a big country guy. "Ain't a Bad Life" by Thomas Rhett is one of those songs that just gets me going, man. It's one of my favorites for sure. Okay.
All right. What's an accomplishment of yours that you are proud of? Let's move the co-ops aside.
Yep.
We've talked about those. What's an accomplishment of yours that you are particularly proud of?
Yeah. So I'm paying for college by myself, and one of the things I'm pretty proud of, which I didn't kind of think about till recently, is I haven't taken out a loan yet. So I'm currently working and co-oping, but on the side and over the weekends I'm working at a country club, about 20 to 25 hours a week. So it's a lot of work. But I am so proud that I have not had to take out a loan yet, and I've just been paying my way through. It's definitely been a little rough, but it's so fulfilling to be able to do that and say everything I have is because I've worked for it. So that would be the thing that I say for sure I am the most proud of.
Congrats to you, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
All right. Number 5, one word to describe your time studying business at Lindner so far.
Just one, man. Oh, that's hard.
I'll give you 2 or 3 words if you want to go that far.
All right, yeah. Definitely rewarding would be a word I'd use. With that, you put what you get out. What you put in and you get it. Well, I don't know how to say that.
You put in what you get out.
Exactly, yeah. If you put in a lot, you're going to get a lot out.
Sure.
And I feel like I've given a lot to Lindner, and it's been really awesome to me. And I would say maybe the second word could be transformative. Okay. If you looked at me from a year ago, I am a completely different person. From the people I've met, the things I've experienced more in the last year than I could possibly imagine. And I think Lindner and UC, the people of UC, the professors, the students, all together have changed my life for the better, and it's been awesome. It's been great.
Preston, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been great.
All right, that's a wrap on today's episode of Bearcats Mean Business. My thanks again to Preston Simon for sharing his co-op and Lindner journey with us today. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with someone who's ready to take the leap at Lindner.